All right, welcome back. It's still the breakfast on Plus TV Africa, and we're staying with Plateau State. This time around, we'll focus on the attack on the Jos Correctional Facility, and we have joining us Dan Manjang. Good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us on Plus TV, on breakfast on Plus TV Africa. Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Good morning. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, everybody in the studio.
All right. Good morning to you, Mr. Manjang. And what exactly is the situation as we speak? We heard that lots of people, were attacked, in the attack on the Jos Correctional Facility. What do we know as at present?
The latest, as I speak with you, profiling is still being done. The road was cordoned off. The road leading to the facility yesterday, all around, was cordoned off. But the road, people have gained passage over that road. The correctional center has been surrounded by enforcement of the military, by civil defense, enforcement of civil defense, and every other security agency on the plateau. The inmates are being profiled, and so that we'll be able to know exactly whether there are escapees, whether there are casualties, and the deputy governor is going to be is visiting the facility at 10 o'clock today. So probably after that visitation, we would be able to give you further information about what has happened. But the issue is that the correctional center was under attack, and the inmates are being profiled. And the news that I have, which is authentic, is that some of the attackers, if not all, have been trapped in the facility. And so after the profiling, we would be able to have first-hand information of who they were. Of course, when you find a situation like that, it's not a pleasant situation, but I can tell you that it is not the situation whereby it is being said in the social media. There are so many conflicting reports, but as I talk to you, this is very authentic and this is official.
All right, Mr. Manjang, let's try to analyze all that has happened, an attack on a correctional facility. This is not the first time it has happened, in Nigeria. There are reported cases in the southeast. It has happened in Edo State. But looking at it proactively, what have we failed to see vis-a-vis the security and the operatives and the police and, of course, the sister agencies? What have we failed to see? Over time, one would have thought that with all of these incidences that had happened across Nigeria, there would have been a better, strategy to ensure that these, attacks and these on these correctional facilities don't happen again in Nigeria.
Yes, it's not a situation that everybody would be happy about. It's not a situation that anybody will envisage. It is a general situation, an unfortunate situation across the country and even across the world. What should happen, and it is because of the proactiveness of the security in Jos, in Plateau State, that they were able to rise up to the challenge, and the situation does not escalate beyond what it did. That some of the inmates are being are still in the facility. That some of the people, the attackers, have been rounded up, and they are mixed up with the inmates in the facility. That profiling is being done. If it were a situation in other instances, the situation would have escalated more than that. But the correctional center facility in Plateau State in Jos is well fortified. For people that know it, it is well fortified, and that it has happened. It's rather unfortunate, but it is not the negligence of the people manning the facility. It's not the negligence of security at all. That is why they rose up to the challenge, and we are where we are right now. And life is going about, people are going about their normal activity. Even like I told you, all roads leading to the facility were cordoned off. But as I talk to you, people are moving freely, even on the roads that pass in front of the police headquarters there.
Okay, so let's share your thoughts on, the thoughts of some people saying that the government, politicians are really responsible for these attacks, especially the current one right now in Jos.
I don't share in that kind of thinking. For what reason would politicians want to do that? This is purely a case like any other attack. It's a case of criminal elements. It's a case of people that are benefiting from the sale of arms. It's a case of people that are benefiting, that are crisis merchants. There are crisis merchants. And for you to say that it is politicians, if it were politicians, this would have happened a long time ago. This is the first time that this is happening in this facility on the plateau. And if it were politicians that are fueling it, let the people name who the politicians are, if they seem to know better than the security, if they seem to know better than authority. Why are they afraid of naming who the politicians are? It's a pure case of criminality. It's a pure case of people that do not mean well for this country. It's a pure case of people that want to pull down the government. And so it's a pure case of people that are beneficiaries. They benefit from crisis, and that is their stock in trade. Any well-meaning person would not want. What benefit would you want to fuel this kind of crisis as a politician? So that for the benefit of what? I don't buy into that kind of thinking, but I buy into the thinking of the fact that it is criminal elements, and that is what they want to do every time, anytime, any day.
All right, Mr. Manjang, what can you tell us as regards the identities of the attackers? From what you said, some of them or most of them have been arrested. From what we hear, across several reports, it is that Fulani bandits, prompted these attacks, to set their colleagues free. What do we know as regards the identities of those who attacked the facilities?
At this time, it is too early for us to stereotype any person. It is too early to stereotype a tribe, to stereotype a religion, to stereotype any person. Like I told you, they are being profiled, and confessional statements will be distilled from them. When confessional statements are distilled from them, we would come up with the true position of who their identities and their sponsors are. But for us to begin to stereotype, it is mere speculation, and as a government, we would not do that. We have not done that in the past, and we will not do that even at this point in time. The most important thing is that government is saddened by the situation, by the happenings, and it calls, hands must be on deck on all and sundry. I keep saying that when people begin to point accusing fingers on government, security is a matter of all of us. I know government has a responsibility, but to begin to stereotype people, to stereotype a religion, I do not subscribe to that.
So invariably now you're telling us that over time, these people who attacked the facility would be named, or are you saying that they are going to be protected and their names are not going to be published? What exactly is the true picture?
No, they are going to be named. They have been named in the past. They have been named in the past. They have been paraded in the past. This will not be any different, because they have to be punished to serve as a deterrent to others. They will be paraded. They will be named. Hold me for my words. If they are not, hold me responsible. If they are not, they will be. They have been paraded in the past, named, and their sponsors named in the past. They have been taken to face the law. They have been taken to court. Some convicted, even though you will find gaps here and there. But as far as naming them, they will be named. Give us time. In a short while, we would avail you with information about who they have told you that authority, the deputy governor is going there this morning to assess the situation himself. While he does that, while we do that, we being proactively doing that, the correctional facility officials are there, the police are there, the commissioner of police was there throughout yesterday. They are profiling. We cannot begin to name people on the spur of the moment.
All right.
The right thing has to be done. The right thing has to be done, and it will be done.
Mr. Manjang, my question right now would be on the people. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that lives and properties of residents, are being protected. So if a correctional facility is, that openly attacked, so how secure is the people or are the people of Plateau State? And then again, you mentioned that one of the reasons why this would have happened is because of people benefiting from the sale of arms. What have you done in that regard to ensure that proliferation of light weapons don't just, grow in Plateau State?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have tried as much as possible to even grant amnesty for people that have arms. We have done that in the past, and we have recovered a lot of arms from the hands of people. What government is doing, government has been doing quite a lot within the ambits of its resources. And I can assure you, if it were not because of the proactive measures that this government has taken, the situation would have been escalated worse more than this far, far long time ago. But with the institutional framework, institutions we have put in place, with the proactive nature that we have put in place, when we came on board, it was so chaotic all around. When I say people don't want us to refer to the past, but we have to refer, we have to have a background. There was a time, because of the proactive nature of the rescue administration on the plateau, that we stayed on the plateau for 6 years. 6 years or 6.5 years without having any issue like this. And so we continue to dialogue. We continue to strengthen our own Operation Rainbow, a semblance of state police. We continue to provide gadgets, vehicles for other security apparatus. We continue to fund security on the plateau, and that is why the situation remains where it is. We try as much as possible. If you notice, we have in the past 1 month we have not had an incident, except for the incidents of the past 2 days. And so, if government has not been proactive, the situation, there would have been no plateau today. I want to assure you. Looking at the magnitude of what people want to do, there would have been no plateau today. But we thank God that we are where we are, and we will continue to do more. We will continue. That is what we are saying, that the funds that are supposed to be deployed for infrastructure, for agriculture, for other sectors that make meaning to the people, will be diverted to for security. Where we have peace, we will have a lot of dividends of democracy. Where we do not have peace, that will be a project. And if you see on the 3-point peace policy of the state, peace, security, and good governance is on the front burner. And that is what we have paid attention to, and we will continue to pay attention to. And I can tell you, Plateau State is more secure than many other states. We frown at, the governor frowns at the situation that we find ourselves right now, but we are working assiduously to make sure that we improve the situation. And that is why we call on community policing. We are in favor of community policing so that they can also beef up what we have as a state. And the security apparatus in the state have been very, very helpful, have been very, very cooperative, and they rose up to even this challenge swiftly, and that is why the place has been cordoned off and surrounded, and the inmates are there, possibly the attackers. By the time we profile, we will make known to the public who the attackers are and who their sponsors are.
Okay, so I'd just like to take you on the fact that you say that, the state is very peaceful and there are no concerns. I mean, we just got off the conversation on the phone with members of the Irigwe community, the Fulani attacks that's ongoing. And from the conversation from both parties, there seem to be a lot of killings in this community, killings from both ends. So how do you explain, the security situation and saying that Jos is actually, or Plateau State is the safest?
Yes, if you say that, I can tell you that in 1 or 2 months, there were about 35, there were 35 engagements calling the Irigwe and the Fulani together. And if this has persisted, then we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to talk to ourselves. The Irigwe needs to talk to themselves. The Fulani need to talk to themselves. There was a time they lived together. Why are they not living together today? There was a time that the Birom and Fulani were at daggers drawn on the throat of one another. Today they live peacefully. Why do they live peacefully today? It all boils down upon all of us. It all boils down upon the 53 ethnic nationalities on the plateau. If we choose to live together in peace, we will live together in peace. We chose to live together in peace in the past 6.5 years. And we lived in peace. We chose to live together in peace in the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And we lived in peace. If it all depends on us, government has responsibility, like I say, and I agree. And that is why we have peace, security, and good governance on the front burner of our fulcrum as a government. And so the people also need to reciprocate government action by talking to themselves, by eschewing their prejudices of tribe, of religion, of politics, of whatever, and talk to themselves and agree. It happened in Rwanda, it has happened in many places, and the people talk to themselves and agree to live together. That is the way it has to go. Otherwise, we will be sounding like broken records.
But it would be government's. I mean, it would be government's responsibility to ensure that that happens, and that's why you have a government, instituted anywhere in the world. So we don't have anarchy,
we are doing that,
and we don't have lawlessness.
We are doing that. That is what I am telling you, that if it were not because of the measures that Plateau State government had taken,
all right,
there would have been no Plateau State today.
All right, thank you, Mr. Manjang. Thank you, Mr. Manjang.
Because of the measures that
all
we have
right,
taken.
that's as much as we can take on this particular discourse. We are out of time. Dan Manjang is the Commissioner for Information in Plateau State, and together we have been discussing the attack on Jos Correctional Center and, of course, what time the government is doing concerning the killing between Fulani herdsmen and the attack on the Irigwe community. Many thanks once again, Mr. Manjang, for your comments and your inputs on the show.
It's my pleasure.
All right, that's the size of the show. I must say a very big thank you to all of you who have joined in to watch, and of course we ensure we will be back again tomorrow. My name is Justin Akadonia.
And if you missed out on any part of the conversation, it's all right to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. It's at Plus TV Africa. On YouTube, it's at Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. I am Mercy Boko. To have a great morning.